I'm Ganesh Kumar Bhaskar. I've secured rank 7 in the recently concluded UPSC Civil Service Exam 2019. I'm from Tamil Nadu. A little bit of a background. I did my BTech in Computer Science Engineering from IIT Kanpur. I graduated in 2015. After that, I joined MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and graduated in 2017. After this, I worked as a product manager with a tech startup called Rubrik and started my preparation for civil service exam alongside. This was my second attempt. I wrote my first attempt in the year 2018. I did not even clear the prelims. I missed the cutoff by a couple of marks. And this time around, it was my second attempt, and I've been able to clear it all the way. My optional in both the attempts was mathematics, and I do feel it was my optional performance, one of the major reasons why I got selected, though the marks are not out yet. So I would like to share the mistakes that I made during my first attempt and my strategy during the second attempt. In my first attempt, so since I did not join a coaching center, I had no idea of what the priorities are. So I sort of was under the assumption that prelims is only to remove students who are not doing this attempt seriously. So I prepared mainly for the mains exam. For example, I had completed my world history and ethics before the prelims itself, and I gave only 10 to 15 days exclusively for prelims. I had hardly done 10 mocks, and even that was completed within 30 minutes. I did not analyze it. I just made sure I scored somewhere between 95 marks to 100, so I felt I would decently clear it. And that was my mistake. During the exam, I missed a couple of very easy questions, like, for example, on subsidiary alliance, etc. I made mistakes in filling the OMR and finally missed out by one question. If I had covered one more question, I would not have wasted 1 year. So that's a lesson for everyone. And I took lessons from this. And for the next attempt, I dedicatedly spent around 1.5 months on prelims alone. I gave around 30 marks of 2 different institutes, analyzed it to the depth. For example, for every mock, I would take about 2 hours to analyze it. While filling the answers within the mock, I would actually tag it as, do I know this for sure, or am I guessing it out of 3 options? Am I guessing it out of 2 options, or is it just a random intuitive guess? And finally, at the end of the exam, I would actually tally across all columns. And basically, I realized that even if I look at the guesses that were complete guesses, for example, there are 4 options, I would not be able to eliminate anything, and I still have an intuition that a particular option is correct. I would go for it. And finally, I realized that most of the mocks, the 4th column also had a net positive score, and this is what I followed in my final exam as well. I attempted more than 90 questions, and I expect more than 120 marks in my prelims, and that strategy worked for me. As far as mains is concerned, so I was reasonably prepared during my first attempt itself. My optional was mathematics. I had covered it extensively. I had covered all topics in that, and I had given about 24 marks of mathematics before the final exam. So that was done. For general studies, I was not able to devote a lot of time as maths is a heavy optional. I spent around 2/3 of my time doing mathematics and 1/3 of my time doing general studies and essay. For essay and general studies, I kept my sources to the minimum because I did not have time, and I made sure that all the material that I collected was mastered thoroughly. I made sure that for every word in the syllabus, I had at least 4 or 5 points to write about it, either for or against it, and a few examples on it, so that I had a holistic coverage of GS, though my coverage did not have a lot of depth in it. So this was to ensure that I get above average scores in GS and essay, and I score very high marks in mathematics, so that I finally end up with a good rank. For GS, I was able to do only 2 mocks. GS and essay, I was able to do only 2 mocks per paper, and this was because of paucity of time towards the end. But for other candidates, I would recommend that they do as many mocks for general studies as possible, general studies and essay as possible. And this was broadly my strategy. And I also, while writing exams, I made sure that I do not write any half-baked exam or just one paper in a day. When I wrote an optional paper, I made sure that I wrote optional paper 1 and 2 together. For example, I would start at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. would be my paper 1, and 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. would be paper 1 for my maths optional, and 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. would be the second paper for optional, because this is critical for my optional paper, because you start losing concentration in your second paper, and that ends up leading to calculation errors and brings down the score. Practicing in this manner also helped. In addition, even for GS, I enrolled in a test series where I had to write 4 GS papers back to back, and that helps to judge one's stamina during the exam, and it helped immensely during the final exam as well. This is what my strategy was for mains. And for personality test, My interview was a very conventional one. So my first preference, actually my only preference, was foreign service. I had opted out of all the other 23 services, including IAS and IPS. So I knew that I would be grilled on my choice of service. During the interview, this came up. A lot of time was spent on grilling me on my choice of service, a few questions on international affairs. Since I had an MBA, so there were a few accounting questions. There were questions on banking and PAs. There were questions on social policies as well. Mostly, I was able to answer all the questions. I was not able to answer a couple of questions that I conveyed to the board as well, and they were very cordial. And this is my whole strategy preparing for this exam. For most of my preparation, I was working in Bangalore. So I quit my job actually 3 months before the prelims. So while in Bangalore, I did not join any coaching. I mostly joined online courses, majorly test series and nothing else. And even then, after quitting my job, I had just 3 months to do my prelims and 3 months for prelims, 3 months for mains. So even then, I did not do any coaching. So I majorly relied on online mock tests and courses. And finally, for the interview, I did give a couple of mocks physically in coaching centers. And that was the whole involvement of coaching centers in my preparation. And regarding General Studies Paper 4, I actually followed the strategy suggested by Mr. Siddharth Jain, who's an IAS officer of 2014 or 2015 batch. So he actually solved all the case studies in the previous years in a video on YouTube. So I followed his approach for case studies completely. For the section A, which involves theoretical questions, I followed the book by Lexicon and another book by an IRS officer, Mr. Mudit Jain. So it's a basic strategy for every word in the syllabus. I would prepare definitions, real-life examples of leaders and bureaucrats, and then examples from my own life. So for every 10-mark question, I would write the definition, the relevant answer, one example from a leader and one example of my own for 15. So, and similarly for other questions as well. And I tried to include diagrams as much as possible, if possible, in the paper. So this was basically my strategy. And in the case studies, as I suggested in Siddharth Jain sir's video, I used a stakeholder approach. I highlighted articles in the Constitution, whether it be fundamental rights or the directive principles of state policy. Apart from that, I also memorized a few sections in law, for example, sexual harassment law for women, Maintenance of Old Persons Act, similar such laws that can be used in the answer. And finally, I realized that most of the questions in General Studies 4 case studies are sort of recycled. After a point, there is only so much new questions that can be brought in. So once someone writes model answers for all the previous year case studies, the new case studies should be somewhere similar to them. So you can actually extract points from your previous answers and put it in the actual exam case studies. So preparing well the case studies of previous years helped me immensely in doing the ethics paper this year. So the major issue with working is time management. So for that, the only strategy is to be very precise in terms of what material is to be covered and what is to be mattered. So one has to be extremely minimalistic in terms of what one covers, but one also has to master everything that is needed for the exam. So that's the trick. For example, for current affairs, I would not read the newspaper every day. For example, on a Saturday, I would take up all the 7 Hindu newspapers of that week and try to cover it within 2 hours. That was all the time that was given for those seven days, because reading newspapers continuously sort of makes sense because the same news appears again and again. So this consolidating all the newspapers together helps to save time and also helps to have a better context in case someone wants to write notes from that newspaper. So 2 hours per week was all that I contributed to reading newspaper. And then apart from that, I used to follow Vision IAS current affairs monthly compilation. So I used to highlight it for my prelims and follow it during prelims. For mains, I actually made online notes from Vision IAS current monthly compilation and my newspaper notes. So that is all I did for current affairs. In addition, for those working candidates, I would say clearing it while working is definitely possible. So while I was working, I used to study for 4 hours a day during weekdays and about 10 to 12 hours a day during weekends. And I do feel that was sufficient. The only reason I had to quit my job was because my job involved a lot of travel. I had to go to US pretty frequently. So that used to mess up my whole study schedule. Jet lag would lead to wastage of 1 week in US and 1 week after returning to India. So that is the reason I left my job. And in addition, after my previous prelims result that came on July 15th of 2018, I was very disappointed. I did not study for the next 3 months. So I had lost a lot of valuable time doing that. So that is also another reason why I had to quit my job and do it full time. So I do feel working professionals can definitely clear it, provided they optimize for everything. So they should do only two things. One is working and second one is studying. And you should probably avoid wasting a lot of time doing coaching or spending a lot of time doing newspapers. One has to be pinpointed and that would take care of it. So for my maths optional, I used to follow the coaching notes of IMS, which was the basic material. I did not follow books for each topic. So first I would complete the IMS coaching material. Then I would go to the previous year questions. And there I realized that many topics like linear algebra had a limited number of questions that can already be practiced in IMS notes. So for example, for topics like linear algebra or most of the ordinary differential equations chapter, I did not do any textbook, though I bought them for reference. But for other topics, for example, for modern algebra, real analysis, fluid dynamics, so these topics required more in-depth understanding. So in addition to IMS notes, I also solved the textbooks completely. So in essence, I only did advanced material for my mathematics optional where it was needed. So I trimmed down the study material as much as possible and I did them exhaustively. In addition, I also made formula sheets for every topic. I made notes of tricky questions. So every chapter in maths optional has certain tricky questions that need a certain trick to be solved. They cannot be solved in a standard way once you go to the exam. So I also jotted down such questions and practiced them again and again. Of course, in addition, I also did test series that helped me test my readiness for the final exam. For general studies, paper 1, for art and culture, I used Nitin Singhania's book. For Indian history, I used Spectrum. For world history, I made notes out of Norman Lowe's book, but I don't think that's necessary. It's a very thick book, and this is something I did during the beginning of my preparation. I think Arjun Dev should suffice for world history. For sociology, I took Vision IAS PDFs that are available for free. I also used the sociology NCRTs of class 11 and 12. Apart from that, for geography, I did class 11, 12 NCRTs. So that is it as far as GS paper 1 is concerned. For GS paper 2, again, I followed Lakshmikant for a lot of theoretical topics. Then I also followed Vision IAS PDFs available online. And for international affairs, it is mostly current affairs. So whatever notes I made out of newspapers and monthly compilations were used there. I did not use any specific book for international affairs. And for paper 3, for basic economics related topics, I did NCRT macroeconomics and a book by Shankar Ganesh. In addition, for internal security, I did a book by Tata McGraw-Hill, whose author is an IPS officer. I don't remember the name of it right now. For environment, and this book covers disaster management as well as internal security. Apart from that, there were Vision IAS PDFs for multiple topics, multiple lines in the syllabus. So that is all I did for GS3. And for GS4, it was Lexicon and a textbook by Mr. Mudit Jain, ARS. So there might be students who could, for various reasons, for personal or financial reasons, might not be able to go to Delhi. And I've actually never been to Old Rajendra Nagar myself, and I've never been to any coaching institution physically. So I would say it's definitely possible to clear it. In fact, my decision was based on the suggestion of a few of my seniors who are already in IAS, who had gone to Delhi, prepared in ORN full time, and had gone to very popular coaching centers. And it was they who suggested that I avoid going to coaching centers, stay at home, and make better use of my time. So in fact, I believe for most of the candidates who are reasonably aware and reasonably motivated and disciplined, staying at home helps you in giving you more time for preparation and helps you stay focused instead of wasting a lot of time going to coaching centers, which might have bad teachers. So it's definitely possible. All the strategies that I followed are on various blogs. For example, I followed Mr. Anudeep Turishetty's blog extensively. I used to have printout of his mock test answers, and I used to look at them every now and then so that my answer writing style matches his answer writing style. So I believe that most of the resources that are needed today are either available online or they can be purchased online. That I don't think there is any secret material that any coaching center, any expensive coaching center would give you. But the only help that you need from a coaching center is in terms of answer writing skills. Especially for me, mathematics does not need any answer writing skill. It's just getting the right answer with the right steps. So it did not matter for me. For example, let's say an engineer wants to do Tamil literature or English literature, they might require coaching because we are not trained in a way to write those answers. So taking one's own background optional will help in this regard. And for general studies, I feel that most of the concepts are 12th standard level, which can be easily grasped by any decent student with decent amount of effort. So that does not require coaching in my opinion. Having said that, answer writing skill does matter for general studies, and that can be followed from toppers blocks. Even after doing it, it's very difficult for one to be objective about one's own answer writing skills. So I think this is where having a test series from a good coaching center would help. Even if someone cannot afford it, having a good peer group or a senior who can guide you on your answer writing skills will do the trick. So I would just give two pieces of advice. So number one is to have a good understanding of the exam before actually plunging into it. So try to go through the topper strategy, why certain toppers do certain things, and then look at your own abilities and disabilities and plan the exam accordingly. So this exam is not just about working very hard, it is also about understanding the process and efficiently strategizing your limited amount of time into getting a good enough rank. So this part must not be carelessly left over. And the second part is exam temperament. So no matter how good you are in studies or how good your answer writing skill is, all that matters is whether you perform well during those 3 hours of exam. So, and if you end up getting choked during those 3 hours, no amount of preparation can help you. So always have a strategy of how to go about attempting papers. So in my case, I realized that I used to be very slow during the first 1 hour of the exam. So I set a target for myself saying that in the first 1 hour of the exam, that is when I'll push myself hard and I'll do 5 15 markers and 2 10 markers for any general studies paper. And once I did that, I was able to finish the paper in time and with a lot of quality, because the initial phase, once I did those questions in the first hour, my second hour, I was able to do very well because I already had the confidence of doing well in the first hour. And in the third hour, I think anyone is actually rushing to finish the paper. So anyway, you will do well in the third hour. So the first 1 hour of the exam is key to cracking this. And for getting a decent enough score in general studies with minimum amount of preparation, I think completing all the 20 questions, writing reasonably okay answers is important, and time management is key in achieving this result. I wish all the future aspirants the very best. Thank you.